Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I'm day weather meteorologist Don Watzel with a look at your afternoon video update for Wednesday, March 29th, rolling through another week across the Cowboy State. And in many respects, today has been a lot like yesterday, light to breezy winds, fair skies, seasonal, but a little below average temperatures and mainly dry conditions. As we head into the night, we should stay dry on the plains with snow showers starting to enter the picture once again over the western mountains and valleys continuing into Thursday. This will lead to some moderate mountain snow tomorrow during the day in the west, spreading to northern areas around the Bighorns by midday and into the afternoon, and later in the afternoon near the Sierra Madres and perhaps the Snoways, although it looks like the Sierra Madres are in better line for some heavier snowfall late tomorrow into tomorrow night and Friday. Meanwhile, for the plains, snow should be confined to light showers in western areas and maybe a little rain snow mix by Thursday evening on the plains before scattered snow showers move in late Thursday night into Friday. Then, as we get into Friday and the weekend, we could be looking at some high wind events, gusts likely to top 60 miles an hour, not just in our wind prone areas, but especially for Saturday and part of Sunday, could spread to other areas of the adjacent plains, accounting for high impacts to light and high profile vehicles. And we're really not going to get into it in today's video, just to mention that we're keeping our eye on next week as some spring snow could be on the way. Confidence is starting to grow that a larger scale storm system could impact the Cowboy State and Rocky Mountain region early next week. Exactly where, though, is yet to be determined. Let's get back to the short term. This is our updated upper level infrared imagery of the continental United States, much of North America, and the coastlines. And if you recall from yesterday's video, our area of low pressure is straddling the west coast, really hasn't moved a whole lot, is just skirting its way southward, scraping across California and portions of Nevada. As you see here, we're getting a little what we call divergence, a little lift aloft in the atmosphere. That's going to create a pocket of some scattered snow by this evening, putting the western Wyoming mountains and valleys in line for that snow, and will intensify as our storm system is projected to dip into the Southern California coast and trek into the Four Corners. It will fragment as it makes its way inland, then perhaps reconverge over the high plains by Friday, and that is something that will lead us to our high wind event come Friday and into the weekend. Zooming back into Wyoming tonight, dry and cool over much of the central and east with winds light to breezy. And in the far west, we are going to look at scattered snow showers developing about an inch to maybe 3 to 4 inches of snow over Teton, Togety Pass, and may now have to include South Pass in there, where the latest forecast guidance is suggesting some bands of snow will hit there, leading to some small accumulations, especially after midnight tonight. The surrounding plains and valleys will get light amounts of trace to maybe an inch. Then into Thursday, things will get a little more busy as we head into the day, especially over the west. Scatter light to moderate snow in the mountain passes during the day and continuing into the evening for the west. And we could get some energy to spread over the Bighorns, especially later in the day tomorrow and tomorrow night for periods of light to moderate snow there. Elsewhere, some moderate snow bands may affect far southwestern areas, may include the Evanston area south of Interstate 80, as well as the Sierra Madres, where open roads that are not closed due to winter closures may get about 3 to 5 inches of snow, most notably late tomorrow into tomorrow night and Friday morning. For the pockets of the plains, afternoon and overnight snow showers with a trace to 2 inches with winds breezy out of the west 15 to 25. For areas long and east of I-25, everything's going to kind of hold off until Thursday night. That's when we should see a few evening isolated showers, maybe even a couple thunderstorms, and then that will change over to light snow in the overnight. We've got a trace to an inch here on the map, but that's pretty conservative. I think most areas, if you get any snow at all, are just going to have a little bit of a dusting through daybreak on Friday. That will lead to our forecasted travel weather impact graph. We're going to go yellow in the western mountains and valleys as some slick areas will develop with that snowfall, and although winds will not be overly strong, could get pockets of blowing snow as well. This will apply for northern and southern mountain areas, especially in the afternoon and evening. The rest of the state, still green, going to have to deal with some breezy and stronger wind gusts with scattered wet to slick spots developing and maybe slick areas and black ice by Thursday night over higher elevation roadways. Thanks for listening and watching, everyone. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.